What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Risky Ryan Trades. Today was a confusing day in the market. Things were looking like, oh, not so bad. And then at the end of the day, it got kind of ugly, right? So we're going to go through it. We're going to see what the heck happened, where to put our money. You know what? There's a couple Magnificent Seven names that really concern me. There's another couple that are looking actually pretty good. So we're going to take a look at the charts, key levels, indicators, etc. Before we dive in, here is my disclaimer. Trading is risky. This is not financial advice, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Trade at your own risk, you guys. But hopefully you get some value from this video. And if you do, it's great. Your likes are greatly appreciated. NVDA, I mean, that's the talk of the town, right? After hours, it got down to 117 last night after earnings. Today, it popped back up to 121 or 2, and then went right back down to the lows of that, nearly the lows of the after hours. The semiconductors were looking all right. They actually didn't do terrible today, but NVIDIA just didn't get rewarded for what I thought was a pretty decent earnings report. Before I dive in, I give you some thoughts on NVIDIA here. I think this is my key takeaway. People's expectations were just, they want them to just blow it out of the water, just absolutely blow it out of the water every time, and I think this was the first earnings where it was like, okay, we didn't blow it out. We did amazing. Sorry, we did amazing, but we didn't blow it out of the water. I think this is going to be a good thing in the long run. It's going to bode well for the next 4 or 5 quarters, because now people know that this stock is mortal. They can reel in their expectations. And, I bet you if the next earnings goes exactly like this earnings, it trades up. So I think that's good for the stock in the long run, and I remain a holder. Okay, let's take a look at the indexes real quick. We got the Dow up 0.59. We have the NASDAQ was looking like it was going to recover, and then it just kind of crumbled. But it held this for the last hour, so down 0.23. S&P 500, same thing, but ended up right where it closed the other day. And the Russell, this is where it gets interesting. The Russell up 0.71. We got good GDP numbers. Jobless claims wasn't bad. I think that Tom Lee's going to get his small cap summer after all. And so I actually started positioning into the Russell. And there's a few stocks, including SOFI, which I will touch on today, that had amazing days today. So let's look at the GANs for these. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the S&P 500 daily chart. And just in case this is the first time watching it, what you're seeing here, these arcs, this is a GAN square. This is a level. These are arcs. They do serve as important support and resistance zones. And then this cloud and these moving averages is the Ichimoku. It's a Japanese indicator. It's very simple to use, and it's pretty good. I like to use it. So taking a look at the S&P 500, yes, it closed exactly where it closed yesterday. But another day of rejection from the ARC, and now we have closed under the Tenkan-sen, which is, according to the Ichimoku, a sell signal. So you may have noticed that the thumbnail for my video was negative, and that is because this is telling me we can't get in here, and now we have a sell indicator. You can see, over here, a previous high, we closed under Tenkan-sen right here. You could have got out and missed. You would have not had another buy signal until we popped out of the cloud right here. So You know, Ichimoku's just one tool in my tool chest. I am, you know, mostly I'm a long-term investor. So as a long-term investor, I like to pick bottoms a little bit in stocks that I know are, you know, going to trend upward in the long run. But I have to say that this does have me nervous that we just can't quite break over. And we have a market leader, NVIDIA, that's been leading this whole thing pretty much. It got hammered, you know? So those are bad things. Taking a look at the Qs. Closing under the cloud on the daily. So these are bearish signals, you guys. These are bearish signals, and I don't like it, not one bit. Not one bit. You know, if I go to Heikin-Ashi candles, we've been in a downtrend. Now, it's a red candle, but it did pop up over this candle. That usually means a trend reversal could be coming. So tomorrow is going to be critical. If you're watching this video tomorrow and the stock market starts tanking, you know, this is not financial advice, but taking some risk off the table would not be the worst idea. However, the market's just been so whiplashy. I don't trust the fact that Wall Street really didn't gobble up NVIDIA. You know, like, I don't trust the fact that they're really selling it off. They might just be waiting till next quarter, but now also these are small red candles. Like, you'll notice the big drops, you get real strong selling pressure. So that can be a good thing. Also, this trend line right here has been a lifesaver in the past. So, and that level on the Qs is about 465. So a close under this tells me we're going down to Kijinsen. But I really do think that this was our bottom here. I don't really think we're going to come down to 400. Could it happen? Could totally happen, especially with the world, how crazy everything is. But I actually like the idea of tapping that and then making another big push higher. I think that's more likely, in my opinion. Let's take a look at the Russell, because I think the Russell was a lot stronger. Yeah, Russell is all good on the Ichimoku, or it's almost all good. Chiku span is not overpriced. Let's take a look at my chart and see if there are any things that I see. So the future cloud is bullish. We do have a bit of a MACD crossover occurring. We did close under. Oh, this is the SPY. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Okay, so yeah, the Russell looks way stronger right now. I think we're going to get some small cap leadership going into next week. That would be my prediction. We didn't quite close over this level I've drawn. It might not be a perfect level, but you know, we created. Look at that doji we created. But yeah, we tapped. We closed much higher than yesterday. So Russell 2000 looking a lot stronger. The time may be here. So this is a key level though, at like 218, 283, 219. If we close a candle over that, the next major level is all the way up here at 221. And just to give you an idea, percentage-wise, that's a 1% thing, and you could get that in a day. I mean, so keep an eye on that level, 219. It's going to be critical. I do have a position open that I'm holding overnight in TNA, which is the 3x leverage. So keep me in your prayers, because I don't like holding leverage funds overnight in general, but I can't deny that this, it looks good. The Russell, it just looks good right now. So there was a huge scare, but those fears are gone, it looks like. And the Ichimoku, all is right in the world of Ichimoku for the IWM. Let's just look at NVIDIA now. Closing under the 50-day moving average, so that marks the end of institutional support. But this key level, 116.50, we tapped it and we didn't close under it. So, you know, there's hope. And 111 is a major Fibonacci level. So I think that could be, I hope that is the bottom of this whole mess. I don't think we ever get down here. I don't think you ever get NVIDIA at $100 again. If I do, I might just have to pick up shares. It's just the way that goes. There's no denying that this chart looks ugly. Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid for NVIDIA, but I just can't believe that Wall Street is really going to, yeah, the MACD crossover here, is really going to sell this thing off. Like, they're so far behind the S&P 500, so many of the fund managers, and they're just dying to get into NVIDIA. So I think the moment that this thing actually hits 100, it's going to spike up. Like, all the people that missed it, they're going to look back at this earnings and go, those earnings weren't even bad. All the hyperscalers are spending tons of money on it, and it's all going to NVIDIA. Do I have any reason to believe that this stock won't crush it next year? Not really. And they're gonna buy at like 100. So if we even get a chance to get there. So this GAN level has been pretty important too. You can see it kind of tapped right there, and that's sitting, you know, if it were to happen tomorrow, it's sitting at $93. So, you know, give a little bit of a room for a wick to form and rejection. But yeah, holding the faith on old NVIDIA. Old faithful, come back to me. And you, of course, you got to stick around until September 12th to get your penny dividend. You know, you gotta stick around. Okay, so let's take a look at, oh my goodness. Okay, let's take a look at NVIDIA on the GANs so we can see the damage here. We're still in the arc. Are we still in the arc? 117. Hold on, that's on the Heikinashi. Are we still in the arc? Oof. Okay, so we closed under the GAN level and the Heikinashi. 106 is where this GAN angle sits. And we may be going down to retest that, 106. So keep that level in mind. Okay, enough of this depressing stuff. Let's take a look at something good. Apple, over the GAN level, over the Ichimoku. Ichimoku looks strong. Apple, there's your new leader. This is why you subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because you get great information like this. Apple is going to be your leader. In my opinion, it's going to outperform NVIDIA for the next quarter, and probably till end of year, and maybe through next year. I think Apple's going to be the big dog because everybody's getting behind it. And you probably saw a firm who recently signed a deal with Apple. They absolutely popped 30% today. So the Apple play is now in session. Here is your fib channel right here. I think this thing, you could see it pop to like 243 before, you know, to all-time highs before you freaking know it. And we're looking at like 268 as an end-of-year price target. And from here, that's 16%. So that's my end-of-year price target for NVIDIA. And I think that it hits the GAN level above that by the end of next year. And that's like a 48% move. So loving Apple. I'm overweight Apple. 10% of the portfolio is in Apple. If you do what I do, disclaimer, trading is risky. I bought my shares down here like 217, like in this nonsense right here. So, yeah, loving what I'm seeing out of Apple. It's strong. Let's see if I have any fib levels for Apple. $243 is a fib level, and okay, so 243, let's mark a little level here at 243. I'm going to mark, and let's mark this that color. Or let's mark it white, because then I won't mistake it for the GAN, and I'm just going to put fib level. Okay. Moving on, Microsoft, threw me for a loop today, you son of a gun. Yeah, so let's take a look. I'll show you what happened today. You had this giant pop and then drop, just rejection. We hit the GAN level 421 and it just said no, and it popped it back down to the GAN angle. So here's your range. If we make a low like below 407, just get out of the way of this thing. But yeah, I was like, oh man, they're actually buying up Microsoft, and it was just mean what they did. It was just mean what they did. So that GAN level sits at 421.50, 422. We need a candle closing over 422 is what it is. Let's take a look at the daily. I want to look at the Heikinashi on this because we did get a green Heikinashi. So that could indicate a reversal of trend here. So, I bought, it came back down to, there I sold, so I'm not really sure about this. So really, if we get if we get over 422 in the next couple days, then I'm willing to call this an uptrend, and we might be going to like 430, 440, something like that. Let's look at Amazon. Yeah. Amazon just not really behaving, right? So it's just kind of in stasis between the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen. No buy signals here yet. The GAN level sits at like 166.50. So, it could drop there and find support and then move higher. So, nothing really to say. Amazon's just, we filled this gap here. That's the other thing. We filled this gap and we did move higher a little bit. So, nothing really to say there. Google, falling out of bed once again. We're coming down to the arc. It looks like 160. You could probably pick up a share. Yeah, poor Google. Meta, let's take a look at Meta. Meta back in the arc, holding this fib channel for dear life. Could we see 506 again? Yeah, we could see 506 again. Taking a look at the Heikinashi candles. We did have like a reversal Heikinashi. It's almost a reversal, not quite green, but we got under the Tenkan-sen a few days ago. That was your sign to kind of get out. But we had a small gap here we needed to fill. So I'm not really too worried about Meta, but just keep that in mind. What else is in the Mag 7? Tesla, how could you forget? So, okay, Tesla, it came up, tapped Tenkan-sen, came back down, closed under Kijun-sen, and here we are right back at this GAN level of support, 205. And then you got the ARC sitting at 194. Could this thing come down and touch 173 before moving forward? I don't think so. I think that this angle is actually going to hold up on Tesla. I do. Because look, I mean, we had earnings. Yeah, they had a revenue drop, but they had a revenue surprise. Earnings were down. We all know why. We got an interest rate situation going on. We got GDP doing good. So things are looking decent for automotive. So I think this is normal. But tomorrow's going to be key. I mean, do we close under this candle right here? Do we close under 202.50? If that's the case, we're coming down to the arc. And if we were to do that, the arc, it's like another 4 or 5% drop. So this thing moves. This thing does move, but I picked up my shares right here when we closed over the arc. It looked good. Came up, rejected. Now we're kind of back here again. I don't know. We'll have to see with Tesla. Eli Lilly. Okay, so this is an important one. We just closed under Tenkan-sen. I think this thing comes back to test the top of the arc. I think we come back to like 913 before this thing moves higher. So I did take, some of my position off, and I moved it into Intuitive Surgical, which closed under Tenkan-sen, tapped the arc, and then closed over Tenkan-sen within a few days. This is super bullish, you guys. So whenever I see like a retest of a level, it succeeds, and then we get back up over Tenkan-sen after being extended for so long, that tells me we're moving higher. And the next target is 12% away at 548. So I'm loving intuitive surgicals. You know, you want that healthcare exposure and you got to sell some Eli Lilly. This is what I did, you know. Costco. Oh no, Costco. Oh no. You closed under Tenkan-sen again after getting rejected out of the arc. So do I think we see the 870s again? Yeah, maybe. Do we close this gap and come down and touch 866? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we might. We freaking might. Let's take a look at the weekly. Now, the week ain't over, right? Week isn't over. And we do 855 is where the Tenkan-sen is for on the weekly. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see with this one. People are bullish. You know, they're kind of going risk on with the small caps. Technology is getting a little bit of love here, a little bit of love there, a little bit of hate here. So, what that means for consumer staple stocks like Costco, you know, it's going to take a few days for that to become clear. But, you know, if you look at this just on a weekly, yeah, we have a big rejection angle, but like that's the arc that's to be expected. And we keep getting higher closes. So now this could become a reversal candle if we close under, like, you know, if this candle turns red, that's ugly. That's bad news bears on the weekly. That means we're basically probably going to come to 855. So yeah, that's Costco. Some other stocks worth looking at. Lockheed Martin. Look at this. Look at you. Is that a GAN level? Yep. So, oh yeah. Oh, that's on the weekly. Let's take a look at the daily. This was an interesting daily. So Ichimoku is back. We closed under, we tapped our GAN, and then we came back over. So much like Intuitive Surgical, things are looking good for Lockheed Martin at the moment. And that means that things are not looking good for the world. Speaking of looking good, this is SOFI. SOFI has now broken over 790, and we have gotten over our GAN level. I would fully expect a retest of this 790, but you guys, we're off to the races on this thing. I mean, that looks like we have a higher high. We have a higher high, ladies and gentlemen, and this lower low don't even count. Because, I mean, it opened up here due to some freak yen carry trade. So, you know, I really would count this low right here, and that's a higher low. So, yeah, this is pretty much bottom right here at 669. Hope you bought some down there. You know, I bought some. I caught this move right here, sold a little bit, and then hopped back in, you know, right around 720, something like that. So, I'm feeling good for SOFI. And SOFI is a small cap. It's a financial. Both of those do fantastically in lowering rate environments. Another stock that does well in that would be PayPal. And PayPal gave us confirmation that this GAN angle is support. This GAN level is going to be our new support level, along with this GAN level. So this thing, get ready, because this thing could go up 8% before you know it. It could be $80 before you know it. So keep your eye on PayPal. Yeah, we came back down, touched Tenkan-sen, and said, "See you later." And it looks like this thing is going vertical once again. So good for them. Let's take a look at MasterCard. This is a holding of mine, doing really great today. 490s on the books for MasterCard. You love to see it. Netflix. I added to Netflix today, and it looks like I did not make a mistake. Okay, because this is one of those names that went up and then went down and then it went up again. right? So we retapped this and then we confirmed over Tengen-sen after closing under Tengen-sen and the ARC. This is bullish. This tells me 700. Here we go. And yeah, we're going to try to get to past 706 again. It's done it multiple times this week. It's coming. We have multiple candles closing in the ARC. It's time for Netflix to shine. That's what I think. Spotify was another one that had a strong day today. Couldn't close over Tengen-sen though, so that's a little concerning. It tried, so it might try again tomorrow. We'll have to see. Hopefully, the overall market has like a good day tomorrow. The Russell looks primed to have a decent day tomorrow, so we'll just have to wait and see on that. Some requests. Palantir came up, tried to close over the Tengen-sen, and it failed. So where's it going to go? Oh, that is a long way down, isn't it? It looks like we do have decent, decent support at like $30. But yeah, I don't love this, and I know what the stock does. It skyrockets and it dumps, and it's like you get these tiny moments in time where you can take some profits, very tiny moments in time, and then it dumps and it just does nothing for months, and then it dumps. Like you have no time to take profits on this, so it's really hard to say, like, think about it for a period of time and go, okay, I'll take some profits. Like, you have to like act quickly with this, but you can't deny that this thing just keeps trucking. And this is one of those stocks where the earnings, kind of like NVIDIA, where it was like shocking. I think that's what's coming for this thing over the next couple of years. So people are going to come around to Palantir, and they already are on like CNBC and stuff. All right, so we got a couple of requests, and by the way, go ahead and comment below if there's any stocks that you'd like me to take a look at. This request comes from Trouser Snake 1486. Thank you for the request. This is ARM Holdings. This is a weekly chart. So, and this is a relatively new company. You can see it just started in October. What a time to start your company or go public. We have a GAN level here at 117, and it's currently battling a GAN level. Let's go to the daily. Take a look here. So today we have a Kijun-sen crossover, Tengen-sen. We're under the cloud. Chiku Span's under price, and we're rejecting off of this GAN level of 135. So it was a strong day today. So I wouldn't, if you're in the position, I wouldn't sell it. But just understand that, like, if you get, this thing could come back down to 117. And that would be an 11% drop. So that's kind of tough. It had a strong day today, though, so you could play, like, let's see here. Let's see here, 30-minute chart. Yeah, it's like under everything. 5-minute. Go away. So, okay. So, it's hard to play any of these timescales. It had a good day today. Like, trade it. It's your investment, Trouser Snake. If you're already in this, but like this might be like a golden opportunity to sell. But let's take a look at the Heikinashis, because that's another thing worth looking at. So, this is a reversal candle. So maybe I wouldn't sell. Maybe I would put a stop loss at like 124.99 or something like that, because this Heikinashi candle would get canceled if a level came below it, and then that would tell you that, yeah, we could be coming down to 117, and that has served as a good support level for a while. But you had a lot of green volume today, so this thing could turn around. It could, but that's the key level. I mean, if you want to be super exact with it, that, if you hit 125.30, that would get you. in a sell signal for this 125 30, and we are sitting right here, so that would be quite a drop from here. 125 30, that would be a 5% drop. So, but I mean, if you kept holding, that could be an 11% drop. So that's just something to think about. Another stock that was requested, SiriusXM. So on the daily Ichimoku, not looking too hot. It's moving in the right direction, but it rejected off Tenkan-sen again today. Weekly, looking even less hot. So overall, not good. And I can't even really draw like a GAN on this, because I mean, you have to go so far out. I'll do it anyway for you. Okay, so the GAN gives a little bit more hope, because you do have nearby support of the art. You know, like you could wait and see a couple weeks, because you got support right here. I mean, it looks like it's not far away, but let's just see on a percentage basis. That's still like a 10% drop, 9% drop, if it were to retest this level again. However, we did get our retest, and we have a decent candle forming here on a weekly. And if I go to a Heikin-Ashi candle, we've got, you know, a green candle and another green candle. I would probably place a stop loss like at 285. It's probably where, you know, it could come down and retest this and then move forward. And it showed a ton of strength. Like it really tried to get out, and then it came back down and retouched, and it's already lifting off. So, okay, the Ichimoku don't look good, but the GAN and the Heikin-Ashi candles look all right. So, yeah, I mean, that might be worth waiting and seeing. Let's take a look at the daily Heikin-Ashis just to... Yeah, so the dailies, it looks like it's trying to punch a hole back into this arc. Yeah, on the weekly, it looks like it's in it. But on the daily, it looks like it's trying to get in there. Let's take a look at the regular candle. Right, so you want to see it break this candle, because then it's in the arc, you know? So if, you know, closing over this candle that just formed today, 331, that would be a good thing. But yeah, I mean, you had a consolidation here. You had a big pop that came back down, it cooled off, and now maybe it'll try to pop back up to 407. I mean, you got to look at your risk reward. So, I mean, if you were to put your stop loss here, that's like a 12%. But if it comes up here, that's like, so it's a 2-to-1 risk reward if you were to trade this. I wouldn't enter a new long position until you break this doji right here and get above, because then, you know, then things look a little bit better. Also, you'd be in the cloud. So you'd be up and over the Tenkan-sen, over the cloud, over the arc. That would just look and feel a lot better, because then you have all that support that's nearby, and you don't have to rely on the support that's 10% away. Those would be my thoughts. Let's take a look at Bitcoin before we leave. A rejection off this angle. How many times do we have to do this, old man? Frickin' Bitcoin, man. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good, right? So, more red Heikin-Ashi candles. Let's take a look at a weekly. I mean, the weekly tells a story. You know, if you're just looking at Heikin-Ashis, we're over, but yeah, on the weekly, we're in between. Let's see here. We need to close up and over 60. Like, we want to close at 61,000 by the end of the week is really what we want, because then we're over the Tenkan-sen again, then we're over the GAN angle. Obviously, like, nothing in the Ichimoku looks good on this, but is what it is, right? XRP is another one that's been looking really strong in the crypto sector. Let's look at the daily. Not looking very strong right now, though, so we are in the cloud. Yeah, things were looking good. We popped over, and then we popped under, and now we're under the cloud. So, yeah, kind of gross. Let's see if I find a level here. I mean, yeah, this lines up. So 54 cents might be your next support level before it might come back up. Take a look at Heikin-Ashis. They're getting smaller, so that's good. Ethereum. Gross. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, you got support at like 2,400. You closed right at the close of yesterday, so still don't like it, but you know, you'll take the victory where you can. But yeah, this is gross. You got like a, you know, a rollover happening there. The Doge. It's the one and only DOGE. Dogecoin. Okay, so yeah, also gross. Wouldn't buy that. Solana. Rejecting. Reject the level, can't even be in the arc. Ouch. We might be near a level of support though. Yeah, this will be a strong level of support. 136. I would suspect we touch that. The more time that passes though, the more we get closer into this arc and we start pushing into it, but the nature of the arc is that it comes down, right? And I have a major level here, 120, that held. We had quite a wick that happened here, but yeah, yeah, crypto not looking too hot would be my assessment. One stock I'm looking at is DoorDash, and I don't want to look at it anymore. There is a Fibonacci level sitting right about 124 right here, so you might find some support there. I would want to retest to that and then get back above Tenkinson or maybe this GAN level before I'd enter, because if we get under the fib level, we could be coming all the way down to the arc, which would be a great buying opportunity. I really do think that DoorDash is going to be a huge grower. Like, think about getting into Airbnb early, you know? And people, yeah, this only came out in 2021, so people, yeah, they complain about DoorDash, but I feel like this is going to be around for a long time, DoorDash. So, and it's only going to grow. So I like DoorDash for the long term. I'm just looking for an optimal entry. Yeah, so I'll be keeping my eye on DoorDash. Okay, well, let's look at the semiconductors before we leave here. Yeah, like a rough month, right? Kind of a rough month. Yeah, I mean, it's falling apart. We're heading to 227. That's what it looks like to me. Ikanashi's looking gross. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, we're getting like a reversal candle here on the weekly. So, yeah, it's not looking good. Bearish engulfing on the weekly. Rejection from the arc. I mean, what more do you need to see? We closed under Tenkinson. And that's on the weekly. So the weekly candle ain't formed yet. So if there's strength tomorrow all of a sudden, and we close over 242 on SMH, well, then we're still in the game. But yeah, right now it just it's a bad time for semiconductors, and we should have known this. It's summer. That's how that is. All right, you guys. Well, that'll do it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't hit that like button yet, I appreciate it if you did. If there's a stock you want me to take a look at, go ahead, comment down below. Is there a stock you think that's going to do well this quarter? What's your pick for the rest of this quarter? I'm curious. Now that we're through earnings and everything, I want to know what you think is going to perform the best. And if you're not subscribed yet, there's a subscribe button appearing right now. Maybe join me for that next video. I like to do this. So, but yeah, until then, I'll see you on the next video. Risky Ryan out.